Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Father.
My name is Father Anthony. I know I saw some of you this past weekend at some of the masses. I'm here with a number of Franciscans, and we've done the parish mission here at St. Greg's for many years, and we've actually done days of recollection during the Lenten parish mission. So as providential, coincidental as it turns out, we are here finishing our last night of the mission on Ash Wednesday. So great to be with all of you on this, especially this Ash Wednesday service. And immediately after, we'll begin the healing, prayers for healing, and a healing service as well for the parish. So today we begin our Lenten journey with Ash Wednesday. And I always remember in receiving ashes, I said this on Sunday, ashes are a curious thing, you know, and they can be almost a funny thing. I remember I was working in a pharmaceutical company, like half New Jersey, up in northern New Jersey there, South Plainfield. And I remember coming into work, so I got the ashes in the morning, and inevitably there's always people there who never saw the ashes before, and they're just about to say something, but they don't know if they should say something, and they're embarrassed. You know, there's something on your forehead there, you forgot to take a shower this morning, something like that, you know. Down in Honduras, when we would, it's a big day as well, Ash Wednesday, we have our friary down there in the missions. And the sentence that the deacons, and I will say, well, we can say two different ones, but remember, O man, that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Well, in Spanish, that word dust is one letter, it's polvo. One letter, you change that, it's pollo, chicken. So we had one brother down there giving out ashes all day long, telling people they were chickens. Remember, oh man, that you're a chicken, and you'll return to be a chicken one day. Aren't ashes a funny thing? You know? And it's why I love being Catholic, to be honest with you. You get all these funny things, you know? And I really do. I love it. I think ashes speak, if I just off the top of my mind, I think they speak two things for us. What is the first thing? Well, ashes have to remind us in that one saying, not that you're a chicken, but remember, you know, you'll return here. Life is short. Life is precious. Life is short. Life is precious. And Jesus came to give us life to the fullest. And we know that it seems like the older that you get, I'm not that old, but the older that you get, especially when you get old, you don't have to hide your Easter eggs anymore. It seems like time goes by so quick, doesn't it? How did I get to be this far along? And we recognize that. Time is short. Isn't it perhaps some people in this parish tonight who may not be with us next year? Time is short. And then we await with hearts the great parish of St. Gregory the Great in the sky. Right? We're going to be up there, Father McLean, Father Tom, and all the deacons. That's what ashes speak one thing to us. Live life to the fullest, as Jesus would have. Second, two of the most important things to say to someone, especially to God in this life. One, I love you. The second, adults, I'm sorry. Isn't it? Do you want to marry somebody? Do you want to have a best friend who thinks, they're self-righteous and they're never wrong? You ever had a friend like that? Right? Okay. So don't raise your hands. Isn't that hard to be with something like that? Ashes symbolize, I'm sorry. The responsorial psalm today, Psalm 51, King David, perhaps one of the greatest, if not the greatest figure of the Old Testament, wrote that song. So that wasn't like a Britney Spears song, okay? He wrote that song after he had just committed adultery with a woman and then killed her husband. Perhaps the greatest king, he is the greatest king of the Old Testament. One of the greatest figures wrote, "Have mercy on me, God, in your kindness." He was a big sinner. He was like a whale of a sinner. It wasn't a little gummy. He was a whale of a sinner. Yet God's mercy comes to all of us. When Pope Francis was interviewed, he'd just become a pope, and the guy before him said, who would you tell the world is Cardinal Renewal? Who's Pope Francis? And he said, I am a sinner who God has looked upon with great mercy. It's a beautiful line of who we really are. Yeah, the sinning is the bad news, isn't it? The good news is God's mercy comes to us. So in a way, for Catholics, we practice 3 traditional ways in Lent. Prayer, fasting, almsgiving. Prayer. That during Lent, we take some extra quiet time, go deeper with our relationship with the Lord. If we haven't made a good confession in 75 years, all right, or maybe 75 days, I don't know. If I haven't made a good confession in a while, get to confession. That's where God's mercy is felt, experienced, not just known, but experienced to us. Fasting. You know, fasting, yeah, I was saying in the Sunday Mass, maybe you don't want to give up chocolate, because I saw the news report the other day, chocolate's good for you, okay? So, well, maybe give up the news. Because there's not a lot of good news on the news, is there? Right? Especially with ISIS, and what's the next ISIS atrocity, right? Fast a little bit from TV, and from the weighs our hearts down, the shape that our world and our society is going. And finally, almsgiving. Be charitable to somebody, especially that you don't like very much, all right? Maybe within your own home. Charity, love. That's what we will be judged on. Prayer, fasting,